Life will test you. It will push you to your limits, challenge you in ways you never imagined, and leave you feeling like everything is falling apart. But here's the real question. When life comes at you with its hardest blows, how will you respond? Will you let it break you, or will you rise, become stronger, and grow wiser? The truth is, no matter what life throws at you, you have the power to decide how you respond. In those moments when you feel everything is against you, when the weight of the world seems to be on your shoulders, it's easy to feel like there's no way out. But what if I told you that this isn't the end? What if I told you that you have the ability to stay calm, stay strong, and even find peace in the chaos? That's exactly what we're about to uncover today. This isn't about pretending that life is easy. It's about mastering yourself so that no matter what life brings, you remain unshaken. And you don't have to do it alone, because the ancient Stoics, some of the wisest minds to ever walk this earth, already figured out the secret to overcoming life's greatest challenges. And today, I'm going to share their timeless wisdom with you. In today's video, we're going to discuss 6 powerful habits that mentally strong people live by. These habits are not just empty words or feel-good theories. These are battle-tested principles, tried and true by people who've faced wars, betrayals, and unimaginable hardships. The best part? These habits are within your reach. You can start applying them today. And by the end of this video, you will have the tools and mindset you need to face any challenge, control your emotions, and become someone who stands firm in the storm. Before we dive into the details, there's one small request I have for you. If you're ready to start building a stronger, more resilient version of yourself, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free, it only takes a second, and it helps us continue to bring you content that's designed to empower your mind and transform your life. So if you're ready to take control of your life and grow stronger each day, hit subscribe now. Let's get started and explore the first powerful habit that will change your life. Habit number 1, embrace change and the unknown. Nothing in life stays the same. People come and go, seasons change, and the world keeps moving, whether we're ready for it or not. Yet so many of us resist change, thinking that by holding on to what's familiar, we can somehow stop the inevitable from happening. But here's the truth. Change is not your enemy. In fact, resisting change is what creates the most suffering. When you try to avoid what's inevitable, you only make things harder for yourself. The Stoics, who lived in some of the most unpredictable times in history, understood this better than anyone. They didn't waste their energy wishing things were different. Instead, they trained themselves to adapt and thrive in the face of change. Take Marcus Aurelius, for example. He ruled an empire during war, plague, and betrayal. Life was never easy for him, but instead of complaining or asking, "Why is this happening to me?" he reminded himself of a simple but powerful principle. The impediment to action advances action. In other words, the obstacles that we fear are often the very things that can lead us forward. The key is not to resist them, but to learn to work with them. So, when life presents a change you didn't expect, whether it's losing a job, ending a relationship, or moving to a new place, take a moment to reflect. Instead of seeing it as something to fear, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this change to my advantage? When you embrace change, you stop resisting it. And when you stop resisting, you open yourself up to a world of new opportunities and growth. It's not about pretending that change is easy. It's about recognizing that every change, no matter how difficult, is an opportunity to grow. The Stoics taught us to love our fate, to embrace the challenges, the unknowns, and the detours in life, even when they don't feel good in the moment. Amor fati, they called it. Love your fate. Love the hardships, love the struggles, because in the end, they will shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So the next time change knocks at your door, instead of pushing it away, Welcome it. Embrace the discomfort, because that's where growth happens. And remember, when you stop resisting change, you start mastering it. Habit number 2, take control of your emotions. There may have been moments when your emotions took control, when anger led to a heated argument you later regretted, or when fear held you back from seizing an opportunity that could have changed your life. We've all been there. Emotions are powerful, and when left unchecked, they can drive our actions, sometimes in ways we deeply regret. But here's the key. It's not the emotions themselves that are the problem, but how we choose to respond to them. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They didn't teach us to suppress or ignore our emotions, but rather to master them. They believed that while we can't always control the emotions we feel, we have complete power over how we respond to them. The wisdom lies not in denying our feelings, but in controlling our reactions to them. In moments of anger, frustration, or anxiety, the instinctive reaction is often to act impulsively, whether it's raising our voice in a heated argument, saying something we don't mean, or simply letting negative emotions cloud our judgment. But research in emotional intelligence shows that by taking a brief pause, we activate our rational brain, allowing us to make more thoughtful decisions and avoid acting out of emotional impulse. When Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. He was emphasizing the core of Stoic philosophy. The true strength lies in our ability to control how we react to events, not in the events themselves. No one can make us angry or upset unless we allow them to. The key is in the pause, the moment between stimulus and response where we choose our reaction. Take a moment and think back to a time when you were upset. Perhaps it was a confrontation, a missed opportunity, or a mistake you made. How did you respond? Did you let your emotions dictate your behavior, or did you take a step back and reflect before acting? The power of this pause is immense. It's in that moment of stillness that you regain control. Instead of reacting impulsively, you ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Will this matter tomorrow? This small shift in mindset can make all the difference, allowing you to maintain your composure and navigate life's challenges with a clear and calm mind. Remember, emotions are like waves in the ocean, unpredictable, powerful, and ever-changing. But you are the captain of your own ship. You don't have to let the waves control your course. You can adjust your sails, navigate through the storm, and stay on track. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean you won't feel them. It simply means you learn to respond with awareness, not reaction. By taking control of your emotional responses, you're not only empowering yourself, but you're also building a life based on peace, resilience, and balance. Habit number 3, set boundaries to protect your time and energy. Time and energy are our most valuable resources. Yet how often do we let them slip through our fingers? We say yes to things that drain us, we spread ourselves too thin, and we give away our mental and emotional energy without a second thought. The truth is, when you don't set clear boundaries, you allow the world to dictate where your time and energy go. And this leaves you exhausted, burned out, and lacking focus on what truly matters. Mentally strong people set boundaries to protect their peace, their time, and their energy. And that's exactly what the Stoics did. They understood that without clear boundaries, you can easily fall into the trap of living a life that is constantly reactive, always responding to others' demands, always running on empty. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, warned, "People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy." Think about that for a moment. You wouldn't let someone come into your house and take your money, right? So why let others take your time without hesitation? Your time is your most precious asset, and you must protect it. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's about preserving your energy so you can focus on what truly matters: your goals, your well-being, your growth. One of the biggest misconceptions about boundaries is that they push people away. But in reality, healthy boundaries attract the right people and make space for meaningful relationships and deep connections. The people who respect your boundaries are the ones who truly value you. Those who don't, they were never meant to have full access to your time and energy in the first place. To start setting boundaries, you first need to identify what's most important to you. What truly fuels your energy? What brings you peace? Once you know this, it becomes much easier to say no to things and people that don't align with your values. For example, you don't need to explain yourself every time you turn down an invitation or a request for your time. A simple, "I can't commit right now" is enough. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect, not selfishness. When you start saying no to things that drain you, you'll notice something amazing. You'll feel lighter, more focused, and in control of your life. And that, my friend, is the foundation of true mental strength. Habit number 4, take responsibility for your actions. Life has a way of throwing challenges our way. Whether it's a failed project at work, a strained relationship, or a financial setback, the temptation to blame someone or something else can be overwhelming. Maybe we blame a colleague for not doing their part, a situation that's out of our control, or even bad luck. It's easy to point fingers, but here's the hard truth. Taking responsibility for your actions is one of the most powerful things you can do to build mental strength and create lasting change in your life. Mentally strong people don't play the blame game. They understand that while they may not have control over every situation, they always have control over their response. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who focused on inner strength and resilience, believed in the same thing. They taught us that we can't control external events, only how we react to them. Think about this for a moment. The last time something went wrong in your life, did you pause and ask yourself, how did I contribute to this situation? Or did you immediately look for someone to blame? Perhaps you thought, if only this person hadn't said that, or if this hadn't happened, I would have succeeded. Blaming others or external circumstances might feel good in the short term, but it robs you of your power. When you take responsibility, you take back control. It's not about feeling guilty or punishing yourself. Instead, it's about accepting that every situation, good or bad, is in part a result of the choices you made, how you responded, or what you failed to do. Take a look at this concept through the lens of psychology. Research in the field of locus of control has shown that people with an internal locus of control, the belief that they can influence the outcomes in their lives, tend to be more successful, less stressed, and better at coping with adversity. On the other hand, those with an external locus of control, who believe their lives are controlled by forces outside of them, are more likely to feel helpless and stuck. When we take ownership of our actions, we shift our mindset from being a passive participant in life to being the author of our own story. As Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, famously said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In other words, stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or someone else to change things. Take responsibility for what you can control, your actions and your responses. Here's the empowering part. When you take responsibility for your mistakes, your failures, and your challenges, you begin to reclaim your power. The moment you stop blaming others, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. Instead, you become an active participant in your life's journey, capable of growth and transformation. For example, let's say you didn't get the promotion you wanted at work. It's tempting to think it was because of office politics, or my boss never saw my potential. But here's a better approach. Ask yourself, what could I have done differently? Maybe there was something in your performance or approach that you could have improved. Maybe you missed an opportunity to build better relationships with key colleagues. Instead of blaming the external circumstances, see what you can learn from the situation. Own your part and use it to fuel your improvement. The same goes for your relationships. It's easy to blame the other person when a relationship falls apart. But the moment you stop pointing fingers and instead ask yourself, what role did I play in this? Could I have communicated better? Could I have been more understanding? You open the door to personal growth and positive change. By taking responsibility, you no longer feel like a passive victim of life's twists and turns. You become empowered to make changes, to improve, and to ultimately shape the life you want. It's in this process of owning your actions, even the mistakes, that true strength is born. Habit number 5, practice self-compassion, not self-criticism. It's easy to be hard on ourselves. How many times have you made a mistake and immediately thought, I'm not good enough, or I messed that up so badly? We've all done it. We tend to be our own harshest critics. But here's a game changer. Self-compassion is the key to mental strength, not constant self-criticism. The Stoics weren't about being overly critical of oneself. Instead, they encouraged us to treat ourselves with the same understanding, patience, and kindness that we would offer to a close friend. After all, we all make mistakes. We all face setbacks. The difference is how we treat ourselves when it happens. The moment you stop being your own worst enemy is the moment you begin to unlock your true potential. Self-compassion allows you to accept your flaws and mistakes without letting them define you. When you make a mistake, instead of thinking, I'm worthless, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? One of the key teachings of the Stoics is that perfection is not the goal. The goal is improvement, continuous, incremental progress. You don't have to be perfect, and neither do others. If you're always focused on beating yourself up for every little mistake, you're missing the bigger picture. Growth comes from learning, not from self-criticism. Seneca, one of the leading Stoic philosophers, said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." How many times have you imagined a situation going horribly wrong, only to find that it wasn't nearly as bad as you thought? This is the power of self-compassion. When you stop imagining the worst and start treating yourself with kindness, your fears and anxieties lose their grip on you. In the same vein, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." So when you make a mistake or face a setback, ask yourself, how can I change my perspective? Instead of beating yourself up, embrace your mistakes as learning opportunities and treat yourself with compassion. Habit number 6, never stop learning and evolving. This final habit ties everything together. Never stop learning. Never stop evolving. Life doesn't have a final destination. No matter how much we achieve, there's always more to discover and more room to grow. Growth is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. And the moment we stop learning is when we begin to stagnate. This isn't just motivational fluff. It's a truth backed by science and philosophy alike. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself through new experiences, shows us that learning is a lifelong process. Every time we step outside our comfort zones and expose ourselves to new information or challenges, our brains form new connections. This means that growth doesn't stop once we've mastered a skill or reached a certain point in our lives. In fact, it's in the discomfort of trying something new that we make the most progress. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, epitomized this mindset. Despite being one of the most powerful men in history, he never stopped learning. He reflected on his thoughts, actions, and beliefs every day, always seeking wisdom, growth, and self-improvement. His example teaches us that no matter how far we've come, there's always more to learn more to evolve, and more to improve. The key to staying mentally strong is embracing challenges as opportunities to learn. Growth doesn't happen when we remain in our comfort zones. It happens when we challenge ourselves, push our boundaries, and embrace discomfort. That's when true evolution takes place. When was the last time you tried something new? When did you last challenge your assumptions or beliefs? If it's been a while, it's time to shake things up. Growth happens when we venture outside familiar territory, when we push ourselves to try something different, to evolve beyond our current understanding. The Stoics understood that setbacks weren't failures but opportunities to adapt. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." Every challenge, failure, or setback is a chance to learn, evolve, and improve. Rather than seeing difficulties as obstacles, the Stoics saw them as stepping stones toward personal growth. In our fast-paced world, challenges are inevitable, but so are opportunities to grow. The key is to embrace them, to use each challenge as a chance to evolve. Whether it's learning a new skill, changing an old belief, or facing a difficult situation, the ability to adapt and learn is what will keep you mentally strong and resilient. So when you encounter obstacles, instead of focusing on the problem, shift your perspective. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? This mindset shift is powerful. It turns setbacks into stepping stones and helps you grow stronger with each experience. Remember, growth is a lifelong journey. The more committed you are to learning and evolving, the more resilient and capable you'll become in navigating life's challenges. Keep moving forward, keep evolving, and embrace the process of continuous learning. It's the foundation of true mental strength. When it comes down to it, building mental strength is about cultivating the right mindset, one that's rooted in self-awareness, resilience, and a deep understanding that you are in control of how you respond to the world around you. The 6 habits we've explored are not just steps for managing life's challenges. They are principles that allow you to shape your life into one of strength, purpose, and inner peace. They provide the tools needed to reframe setbacks, embrace change, and live intentionally. But here's the thing, knowledge alone is not enough. As the Stoics would say, it's not the knowing that matters, it's the doing. You can learn about Stoicism or any philosophy all day long, but unless you actively apply what you learn, it won't change your life. Mental strength, after all, is built through practice, and consistency is key. Ask yourself, how will you apply these habits in your life today? Whether it's choosing to embrace discomfort in the face of change or learning to step back and manage your emotions, you have the power to take charge of your mindset,